Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Ecommerce Marketing Chats with myself, Charles, and the main man, Jimmy. Jimmy, mate, what's been going on?
Hey man, how you going? Been an interesting start to the call. Charles and his tech problems and not finding the blurred background. But on tech problems, actually, I've been wanting to ask you all this week because I know that you bought a new Mac Mini to experiment with some AI stuff. So like, I'm kind of want to be all ears this episode and see. Well, hopefully you've tested it. Have you tested it yet or not?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I've been using it mainly for Claude Cowork. So
Yeah.
I haven't gone down. A lot of people have bought it specifically for was it Open Claw or
Yeah. Mhm.
and I'm still because basically it's been now acquired by OpenAI, hasn't it? So I'm kind of waiting for it to the security aspect of it to be a little bit more secure. Now, because I've got a separate device with this Mac Mini, the whole point was to kind of separate things out. So just to give people an idea in terms of setup, the reason I went for a separate device rather than using it on my main MacBook is because, from a security perspective, I don't want these AI agents getting access to, personal information and all sorts of accounts and stuff. So it's good to have it on a separate device, which is why I specifically bought this Mac Mini. What I would suggest is keeping things separate. So when you're setting it up, you create a brand new Apple ID. You don't use the same Apple ID account that you use for your main, you know, MacBook if you've got one, or your main iPhone. Again, it just reduces any potential security risks. But it was pretty straightforward to set up, and I'm using it. I haven't got any fancy Mac screen. I'm literally using my ZenScreen ASUS. I think this was one of your suggestions, Jimmy, actually back in the day. This little
Yeah,
travel device.
I still use
Yeah,
mine too. So
yeah, it's great.
we need to hit up Zeus and just say, hey, sponsor the show. We both use your portable screen, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's handy for travel for sure, just to have that extra external screen. So if you are freelancing or just wanting to work remote and you like having the dual screen, yeah, it's a great little thing. It's super easy to carry too. It's like putting a almost like a book in your backpack.
Yeah.
It's not heavy. It's very compact and yeah, very easy to travel with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, we'll throw it. I'll throw it in the show notes so people can go and have a look at it. But yeah, really highly recommend it, and yeah, it served me well. So got that set up with external Apple Magic keyboard and mouse, and yeah, pretty straightforward. If you're used to having a MacBook, any Apple devices, then it's the same interface. Um, and yeah, downloaded Claude, the desktop application. Can now start using Claude Cowork. So I was just trying out a few different tasks. A couple of things that I found really useful was, recently I found that just being able to take different data points and then input them into Claude and then getting it to analyze and produce a certain outcome, I found is incredible. So, like for example, I probably spend at least a couple of hours every month, or at the beginning of the month for the previous month, I'll analyze all my personal monthly expenses. And what I did this month was I just downloaded the CSV file from my bank account and credit card, and I just uploaded them to Claude and said, "Look, create me, a personal finance spreadsheet," and it literally like did put something together which would have taken me, a while to put together, and just saved me time going through manually each different item, and documenting that. So something that would have taken me a couple of hours a month now takes me a few minutes. It's just, and the other thing I found valuable is when I'm working with client websites is I'll take 3 to 5 of their top competitors' websites and I'll say, Claude, do me a competitor analysis against my client's website, looking at everything from, SEO, conversion rate optimization, messaging, offer, and it will produce me a really nice report. That,
Interesting.
it gives me some good data points. And if you want to go more in depth, then you could also, you know, like another thing that I've started to do was do some backlink competitor analysis. So if you're one great way that you can identify new backlinks is to look at what your competitors are doing. So what I did is you can export your competitor backlinks from something like SEMrush or Ahrefs, and you can pull those into Claude, and then it would analyze that against your backlink profile, and then produce a report. So like I did this for one of my clients, and it produced me a spreadsheet with like the top priority links to go after, and give me like kind of different levels. So like, you know, editorial links, government or education.edu links, which are quite valuable, blog posts. And this is all pulling through from, say, 4 or 5 of your competitors. And this is something you could do if you've got something like SEMrush. They have a competitor analysis feature, but this just pulls it through together and gives you a really nice report or on a spreadsheet as well. So that's something that I've been kind of playing around with, and just Claude Cowork's been operating in the background while I've been doing another task. So it's it's multitasking at its finest.
Yeah, it's interesting. And I'm not sure if you saw this week, Charles, but Perplexity just introduced their own kind of open claw version. So apparently it's really good.
Is it computer?
But
Complex? Is it Perplexity
yeah,
Computer or something?
yeah, Perplexity Computer. But apparently at the moment it's only available on the $200 a month plan. So um, but yeah, from all accounts it's good. So, but it just shows like these main AI platforms, like they're coming and they're all pushing to basically have agents working for you in the background. It's coming fast. It's
Yeah.
even in the e-commerce coaching community that I'm a part of, like the owner of that has built out incredible dashboards for the students, and once they put in all their data in there, it's giving them AI-based recommendations, but he's getting his coaches to like train the AI as well. And there does need to be some guardrails put in, and there's limitations on the setup at the moment, but the technology is just getting better and better. And then you've got kind of the best in the world almost creating skills that you can, like Claude skills for account audits for Meta and Google. So you can basically take what the best people in the world have produced, and then tailor it a bit to your own nuances to how you want to either audit accounts or review what you're doing on your e-commerce store regularly. Like it's I don't know why, but I haven't been able to get all this AI stuff out of my head, because it's just like what's coming and like how many jobs are about to go.
Yeah.
So
I,
yeah,
I posted about this in the week, like basically saying, look, the technology is amazing, and like I'm using it and I'm actively using it, but equally it is a little bit concerning of how fast it's coming, and how the sheer volume of professions and jobs that will be under threat, because the larger companies are starting to cut positions. There's
massively.
uh, and I think only the only the best will survive. And I think even in the ecom space, speed of execution is even more important now, because people are able to get ecom brands off the ground fast, and they're able to use these tools to bring to market. And if you're not continuing to push forward and constantly getting things done, then you're going to have a lot more competitors in your market. So yeah, it's it's certainly interesting times. trying to look at the positives of it. But yeah, I'm the same, Jimmy. I'm equally like, okay, what, where are we going with this and the impact that this is going to have from a society perspective when potentially, well, not even potentially, I'm pretty certain we're going to have a large scale mass unemployment at some
Yeah,
point.
and like in my mind, and I hope this motivates e-commerce store owners and service providers if they're listening to this more than anything. But in my mind, it's like, okay, I want to work as hard as possible now because who knows what the next 5 years look like. So it's like if you've got capacity and you've kind of been just cruising or you've been doing things at I guess, a half-assed level. I think seeing what's coming through is almost that fire under your ass to kind of say, okay, I need to just capitalize on all my skills now because who knows how much they'll be worth in like 2 years. Like
Yeah,
I look at web developers especially, because even people like myself who have never coded, I shouldn't say never coded a line in my life because I've done a few lines in HTML, but like the
probably
basic of
more than me.
basic. But yeah, I've never coded like an app or anything like that. I I have zero need for a developer at all now. For my own projects, I still have a user developer that Charles actually introduced me to for specific Shopify work, just because one, they're not my projects, they're client projects, and if I go in there and play with the code with vibe coding and screw something up, it's a bit, you want someone that knows what they're doing for that. But if you're wanting to build out your own things, then or your own projects of any type, then the need for a developer at the moment is almost zero. And just to give you an example, had a coaching call, like a group call last week, and we were talking about kind of how much you can afford to pay per click, and for that traffic to still be profitable. And I knew I was going to talk about this, so I put it into Claude and I built out a calculator for the students I was timing it too. So it took me about 3 minutes to build the calculator and 12 minutes total to have from the idea to the calculator to live up on my website, 12 minutes for like a full the full calculator. I think I might have mentioned it on the call last week. But, it's just like you can I'm not even scratching the surface with it because I've seen some of my mentors how they're using it. That what they've built's running their whole life. They basically talk to their phone and it manages everything for them. Like, for example, it's like, hey, you're talking to your phone. Hey, I'm thinking about this project. I think it should include this, this, and this. This is what I want it to look like. Make sure it has this feature, this feature, this feature. And yeah, that's what I'm thinking at the moment. And then they'll stop talking to the phone. By the time they get back to the computer, all their AI agents have just taken exactly what they've said from their phone and they've built them out a prototype of the thing before they've even come back to the computer. It's insane.
Yeah, no, it really is. It's what you can do now is crazy, and yeah, um, yeah, I think we're all at the point where we all feel that we're not up to speed with it. So if you are feeling like that, don't worry, you're not the only one. But what I would say is if you're not using it every day now in the operations of your business, you are up against people that are doing that. Um, and yeah, speed of execution, as we've mentioned many times, is a key competitive advantage. So
Yeah.
certainly be trying to integrate. Think about tasks that you do every week, that manual tasks that take you a long time. Like, can you automate that? Can you cut down the time, and it allows you to focus on things that actually make the biggest impact in your business and move the needle with regards to kind of revenue and sales.
I saw a short video clip the other day by Alex Hormozi, and he's basically said, and he admitted like I don't always do this, but when I need to be productive, he said I have a timer that goes off every 15 minutes, and when it goes off, I have to tell the timer exactly what I'm doing. So imagine you're in procrastination mode for whatever reason, and that timer goes off, and you're just like, oh, I'm still stuck here watching YouTube, or I'm still stuck here doing this. The If you have to refocus every 15 minutes, or you don't want it to get you out of flow though. So if it went off, you just talk to your phone, hey, I'm still working on this, thanks. And then that's done and you're still kind of back in flow. But um I think I was thinking about just building out an app that could do that. Like the timer goes off, talk to my phone, this is what I'm doing, and then it kind of collates everything that I've done for that day and kind of how measure your productivity basically. So yeah, it was just kind of another app that I'm just considering building for myself, and potentially others could use it too. And um, but yeah, are there any apps are there anything that you're looking to build out, Charles? Either in e-commerce to help you with the SEO stuff, or anything in that regards to, I guess,
Yeah,
improve your
I,
efficiency?
I'm building out at the moment. I don't want to share the exact details, but I'm building out a health directory at the moment, a health clinic directory for a
Yeah,
particular
okay.
niche. And I've used Claude Code to do that. And again, I built that. The, the the majority of that was built within under less than 30 minutes. You know, it's the problem I've got now is I need to find. I was asking it to pull images from, go out and source images from clinic websites, and for whatever reason, the server was blocking it. I don't know whether there, obviously there's potentially a copyright issue there, so I've got to look at the best way to achieve that in a legal way. Um, but yeah, that's just something I'm experimenting with and trying to build out these assets. I went down the route before of building out like a these kind of a niche affiliate sites, but I was very on the it was purely a content based site, so there was no
Yeah,
real business behind it, and that actually got hit big time by a Google update a few years back, where a lot of these kind of blogs content sites got heavily hit, and it actually never really recovered. So I kind of scrapped that. But the directory routes, obviously, there's more of a a business behind it. So yeah, something I'm experimenting with at the moment. Um,
I'm not sure if I tagged you in it this week, Charles, but I saw a post by, actually I might try bring it up because I think I'll butcher it if I try to remember it word for word, but it was a post by Alex Becker, and he was talking specifically about SaaS. And for those who don't know Alex Becker, he's the owner of Hyros, which is kind of a really commonly used third-party tracking tool in e-commerce and in just websites in general. Kind of helps the mystery of attribution. It tries to solve that problem. I still don't think it does it at 100%, but I don't think anything does. But it is a good tool to use to help you with your attribution and where your traffic's coming from. But he had a he actually had a really interesting take on SaaS, if I can find it. But oh, where is it? But it essentially, oh, I am gonna. Oh, here it is. No, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Um, I might come back to that. I'll find it. Oh wait, here we go. Got it. Let me just
yeah,
read
share on
this
the
out to the
voice.
audience. So Alex Becker wrote this in the post. He wrote it on February 18th, so pretty recent, about 2 weeks ago. He said, the future of SaaS is simply this. Online set in stone apps are dead. The future will look like this, and I'm betting my entire net worth on it. Creating something like Salesforce will be a prompt away. That said, people won't do this. What will happen is small teams will code up parts of Salesforce, all the apps and you can download and white label, likely for a recurring fee, and then build on top of that. So he's saying, for example, there will be an open source version made of Calendly, a MailChimp, Kajabi, like any kind of major software that you can think of. He thinks small kind of teams will code up the basic version of that, and then you can pay like a recurring fee, and then you can build on top of that. So it's basically taking any SaaS product that you use, and then the value is not in the SaaS product anymore, because like you said, you could build a whole SaaS at basically the push of a prompt. But where the value is having someone go fully through that prompt and give you all the ins and outs of creating a really good kind of baseline code, and then you building on top of that. So it's interesting. And he said Hyros is already transitioning, so I don't know what that means, but I actually like the thought of that, because you could almost get some of the best software out there in the world, tailor it to your own through these LLMs, and then you could have your own software as a service, not to go out to the masses, because I think that model will die. Like
Mm,
I think that model will die. But where I think there's value in is if you, and where I'm seeing it already in the coaching community that I'm in, if you've got a really niche kind of group of customers, or something like that, you can provide the solution that's just going to serve their specific needs. Like it might be 50 people or so. Um, and you can serve the needs of those 50 people and have your own little recurring thing. It might be like, I don't know, like $100 a month to use it. So you might have like a 5K a month revenue stream just from this little app that you've created for 50 people. And I think you're gonna see more and more of that. There's gonna be really specific software for really specific niches of the market, and it's gonna come from open source code where the template and all the hard parts are already built out, and then you can build on top of that and kind of white label it and use it as your own.
mm. No, I think you're right. The other area I think will evolve as well, and I've been thinking about more, is like effectively productizing expertise through the form of AI agents. So you effectively package up your knowledge, you know, me and you as a service provider, and provide that to the market at, a heavily reduced price on a recurring basis, and then effectively companies can hire your AI agent that has all your knowledge base and all your experience to go off and execute on their Google ads or their SEO or their
Yeah,
CRO.
I agree. I
Um,
think I think one thing to take from this call today, because probably some people listening to this in the e-commerce space is probably like, oh, this has all been AI chat. How do I apply this to e-commerce? So I think, just really bluntly, if you're doing things regularly within your business that are taking a lot of time, like you need to analyze those. And I'm talking about if you're spending like a week writing product descriptions for like 100 different products, or you're optimizing the images and it's taking forever, like you need to start identifying what is taking you considerably amount of time in your business, and you need to use these tools to solve that. So, and I think one of the biggest problems, especially for solo founders in e-commerce, is they're everything. They're the marketing director, they're the CEO, they're the CFO, they're everything for their business. So one of the biggest levers they can pull is getting back some of their time. And I think this is why you and I talk about this a lot, because we can both see it. We're both solo operating freelancers. So the option for us to build, and don't get me wrong, the building part is time consuming, but it's one of those things, you build it once and it saves you time, like almost infinitely ongoing. So even though you're like, oh, why am I going to spend 5 hours to save myself a task that will take me 1 hour? The thought of it is you might have to do that 1 hour task like 10 times a month. So you're investing 5 hours to sort it out and saving you 10 hours a month, then all of a sudden you save yourself for like 120 hours a year. So, and that's just for one task. So if you think about these different things that are compounding and taking you a lot of time, start to experiment with, especially Claude Code, I would start with, I think, as my recommendation. That's what I'm using at the moment. I'm really hesitant to recommend any AI platform, because by the time people listen to this, there's probably already one that's way better than the one that I was using like 2 weeks ago. So because I've jumped between Gemini, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude. Like I've experimented with all of them. At the moment, I'm sitting with Claude for anything that I'm building out. So, or Google AI Studio too. I'm experimenting with a little bit as well. But yeah, um, what AI program isn't the important thing at the moment. It's just testing anyone. Like you could still build an app in ChatGPT. It doesn't have to be Claude Code. But yeah, get experimenting. If you've got an idea, I think, especially e-commerce founders, a lot of them are so entrepreneurial anyway. If you've been sitting on an idea and you just haven't had the tech founder to build it, just go experiment and try to build it, and you'll be amazed with what you can actually do. So yeah, it might be an app for your e-commerce store. If you're in the health niche, like supplements or things like that, you might have an app in the health space. Um, and
Yeah.
yeah, there's so much you can do. I think this episode is really important that people don't sleep on the opportunity that is right in front of their eyes at the moment.
No, I absolutely agree. I think it's coming from, you know, doing everything yourself to actually being the orchestrator and the system operator. You have, and we're, as service providers, we're guilty of that. And I'm sure many e-commerce founders are that are trying to do everything. With these AI tools now, it's more about what systems I can build in order to allow the AI to go off and do that for you rather than you doing it all yourself. So it's just switching your mindset and the way that you operate. And I think that will make a massive difference. And what I would suggest is there's so many tools out there. Pick one LLM AI tool and really try and focus and master that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I'm the same. My favorite at the moment is Claude, but equally they're all competing. On 1 month, ChatGPT do an upgrade, and then Gemini do one. And I think it's best just to focus on one, master that, and you will get the benefit from doing that, I think, rather than tinkering around with multiple different LLMs.
Yeah, I will say too, Charles and I have had probably a few conversations about this offline as well, but I think one of my biggest bottlenecks is I've never wanted to build a team. I've tried several times. I'm not great at managing people. I'm not good at I wouldn't say I'm not good at teaching them because like I'm a coach, so I'm good at teaching people, but when I bring someone on, I try to bring them on with the skill set already, and then I just think that they're always going to be like me. Like, you just give them a task and they'll go out there and figure it out. But it's not how the world works. Like, they need systems and processes, and like that's like it's not my game. I don't like that side of business, and that's probably why I'm a solo operator. But I've been saying to Charles recently, all that thought about, oh, do I have to build a team? That's completely gone now. Like with the technology, I know I don't need a team. I know I can build out exactly what I want to happen within my own business through kind of the agents and the AI stuff that's coming. So, and I think Charles, I remember you saying to me, because Charles did have a team and he was managing people, and Charles just said, I'll never go back to having a team, like with what's coming. So,
Yeah, yeah. Well, never say never, but yeah,
yeah.
certainly when I look at, the tools available and, as much as there are some benefits of having a team, it comes with the headaches as well. And yeah, I think many companies will probably be thinking the same thought. So,
And just so people are aware, Charles and I aren't letting people off in the place of AI. We're already solo operators, so I guess instead of bringing people on, we're probably just the way we like to manage our business. We just know it's a better fit if we manage that part of business ourselves. I think some people get a bit funny when they hear people um, have found a tool to be able to get rid of some of their stuff. Like it's not a great thing to hear, but it's reality and it's what's coming. So, especially, I don't like getting into politics, but the government in Victoria is trying to legislate that all small businesses have to legally allow their staff to work from home 2 days a week if they're able, which just seems insane to me for small business. But that is just going to spur on their redundancies and massively increase the redundancies, especially in this AI space. It just seems like one of the most ridiculous moves that the government could make in this particular space. Because if a business owner didn't have if they were coasting, and if this comes in, it's just going to give them a reason to reassess, and they're going to be like, well, if everyone's going to work from home 2 days a week, we don't need that. We're just going to make them all redundant and then move over to these systems. So, yeah, it seems insane to me, but yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I mean, the power is absolutely. It used to be, it was with the employee. The power is certainly with the employer, whether people like it or not. You know. So yeah, we will see. We will
But
see.
yeah,
But
we'll try not to finish that call this week on politics. But
yeah,
I
no, no.
just if anyone takes away anything from this call, jump on Claude Code today and just build it. Just think of a random app, or this might even be a good one. Pick the app that you use the most, like a little niche app on your phone, whether like it's a fitness app or a health tracker or whatever it is on your phone, and ask Claude Code to build you your own version of it and see what it comes up with. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, yeah. Or even take a task that takes you, X amount of hours a week that you hate doing, and see if you can automate that process or create an app that does it for you. That's
Here's
another
a
thing to look at.
here's another one that I liked too. So basically, if you know that there's a really high converting website in your niche, take a screenshot of the whole website and then take a screenshot of your whole website and say, basically convert my website into like use the all the conversion optimization features that are available on this website and draft me up like a rebuild of what my website would look like. And yeah, you can use that as a starting point to either start your own development or get a Shopify developer in and say, hey, this is what I want my website to look like. And it just takes away the whole design side for you.
Yeah, that's a really great idea, Jimmy, actually. Yeah, good
But
stuff.
yeah, a few things that you guys can try, and yeah, we're trying to keep these calls to 30 minutes now, so we'll leave you with that. Go experiment, report back, and yeah, hope you guys can all go out and build some fantastic little apps, improve your e-commerce business, improve your efficiency, and chat to you next week. Or check us out on Facebook at Shopify Marketing Secrets, or check us out on everywhere else from the podcasting platforms at Ecommerce Marketing Chats. We'll catch you next week, guys.